Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Bird, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. I am live here with Patrick J. Today we are going to be having an open conversation. We're going to be talking about NFL rumors, NFL trade talks, and just random craziness, guys, because, that's just what we do as you guys get to know us a little bit more. And there's a lot to get into, some stuff I want to talk about when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, as we normally do, and some theories that I've had and things of that nature. And guys, as you know, I can get a little crazy with some theories sometimes, but let's go ahead and start off with this. Happy Thursday, everybody. Patrick, happy Thursday, my man. How you doing today?
Good. How's everyone doing?
Everybody's doing good. I'm doing good.
How's work, bro?
Work was good. Work was good. Work was fun. Work was fun. I can say that. Work was definitely fun. A little tired, but it was good. Big Play Slay, welcome to the house, my man. How you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the house. Welcome to the house. All right, so let's go ahead and get into something here. Patrick, so you and I, you were about to fall asleep. I was crazy. Jalen Hurts me, welcome to the channel today, my man. Peace, brother. One love. Happy Thursday. Is this more of a QB? Yes, this is more of a QB conversation. Patrick, you were about to fall asleep last night, and I kind of went crazy and got a theory in my head. I just do think it's a little strange that they did bring in a complete opposite type of quarterback in Joe Flacco for Jalen Hurts. We don't have to talk about that now. We'll come back to that a little later. But, for him being, obviously, as you know, who was a part of the Jets last year in the year 2020, did come in and relieve Sam Darnold for a little bit. Talk about what you saw from Joe Flacco last season.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna let you kind of talk about the conversation that you had, or more so what you were kind of telling me yesterday. But
you're gonna put me on the spot. I see how it is.
I am putting you on the spot
because that I was about to fall asleep last night, and I was starting to talk a little bit of crazy.
I kind of disagree with you, so I mean, I'm excited to kind of hear you actually talk about it. So,
all right, So wait.
Let me touch on Joe Flacco, and we can get into that stuff. So. Joe Flacco, as you guys all know, spent a year with the Jets last season, and then he is moving on to obviously the Philadelphia Eagles. So Joe Flacco, I mean, he's not the guy that led the Baltimore Ravens for like a 12, 13 seasons. He looks obviously more like a quarterback that we saw towards his last year in the Ravens team or the Broncos team before he came over to the Jets. But he still handled it well when he came into play for the Jets, and then he's your bona fide game manager. But just looking at it, he's 35 years old now, and there is a concerns about his surgically repaired knee. So he's not like really athletic as he used to be. But the one thing that you want to keep in mind is that Joe Flacco still flaunted his tremendous arm strength. So there's a lot of, game tape that I believe DB is going to show you guys that, highlights his arm strength. But he showcased that ever since he was younger. And he might have gotten his lower body injured a couple times in his NFL career, but he can still launch it downfield. He makes a pretty effective downfield throw at least a couple times a game. And he can really zip it down there. Like, as long as you have a speedy guy in the corners or like slot guy that can really, come in, like, he can really get those guys with good accuracy. So his career mark is at 65.3%, I believe, on his passes, but generally speaking, his accuracy has been consistently around the 60% mark. And he's really good at throwing in that stride, like I said, and then he can squeeze it in a tight window too. And he's fairly good under pressure. Like I say, he's not athletic enough. His footwork's not there like he used to be. But he's still a really smart quarterback. So, I believe DB's going to talk about it here, but he still has the arm strength. He still has that, high football IQ. He's really good at decision making. So there's still a lot to offer as far as a quarterback in Joe Flacco. So take it over, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for that. No, I was just gonna say that's exactly kind of what I wanted to talk about, and reason being is this, guys. So like I said, he is a different quarterback than Jalen. He is a different quarterback than Jalen Hurts. There's been reports coming out of multiple different media outlets, not just CBS Sports and the like, saying that he is coming in to compete actually with Jalen Hurts, and not just to serve as a backup and a clipboard holders. So I mean, obviously there's a little bit of this. Obviously, there's a little bit of they do gotta say that. But if we're looking at it this way, and Patrick, I kind of touched on this with you off air a little bit, is this could be Nick Sirianni saying this is his version of Phillip Rivers in a way, kind of like how they had it last year. Because I do want to load some of this game tape and some of the stuff that he did last year. He did showcase that he does still have that arm talent. So we kind of talked about this, when I had my single stream the other day with the guys, is like if they can get a guy who can just dish it to the playmakers, you would expect that Joe Flacco could still do that. I mean, he's grown up playing this game. He's been doing it all of his life, and from everything that we've seen, it seems to me that he can still do that. So I'll go ahead and show the game tape, but I also want to preface the transition after the game tape, and that's this. We also are going to talk about Mac Jones today, guys. And I have good reason for why we're going to talk about Mac Jones. For those of you who know, Dak is King, welcome to the chat today, my man. Good to see that we got the regulars in here. For those of you who know my feelings about Mac Jones, this conversation is going to be I'm going to tread the waters, and it's not going to feel very good as we go through it, but it was certainly a feeling that ran up the length of my spine as if it were like, some shivery battlefield, blanketed in a cold sheet of ice, so to say, Patrick. So last night, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And guys, this conversation that we had last night that we're referencing, Patrick thought I was absolutely insane, but we're going to talk about it. But let me go ahead.
Yep.
It's okay.
I got not much to add. So
I know.
You guys listen to him.
Yeah, I know. Dak is King says, "Ill Mac Jones." Well, you don't have to fucking worry about it because you're a Cowboys fan. Just kidding. One love.
Oh my god. Nick Play says, "Where do you guys think Mac Jones goes?" Listen to Dylan here in a little bit, and he'll tell you.
Listen, I don't agree with the fucking feeling I had, bro. I don't agree with it. A feeling is a feeling.
Yeah. All right. Go take it over, man.
And we know how Roseman all too well is my issue.
Take it over, my friend.
All right. Well, we're going to go through some Joe Flacco highlights. And I just kind of want to notate what he did really well. Patrick, you chime in what you see here as well, but I'll go ahead and take the first couple minutes here, and then you can jump on the rest. All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah, he's got some good mobility right there.
Yeah, it's he shows it. I mean, like I say, he's just not athletic like he used to be. So I mean, he can still escape the pocket. And then if you really watch the tape closely, he's got a decent mobility, but most of the time when he escapes the pocket is because of his football IQ. He knows exactly when to escape it. When the pocket's collapsing, he knows what to do. So he's lost some steps, but I mean, it doesn't mean like he can't do it. It's just my concerns are with his injuries and stuff like that.
See, it seems to me like he's still able to make the right reads. He's still able to step up in the pocket pretty well. He's hitting his first reads. He's hitting his first reads well, and he's still getting the ball out pretty quickly.
Right. I mean, like I said, he's still a smart quarterback. Like his legs might not be there all the way, but his arm strength is still there. He's still smart. His decision making hasn't gone away. If you really watch him take the ball from start to finish, you'll see that he's still the same Joe Flacco. That's his decision making, his football IQ. That's not going to go away.
That was a pretty ball. And these aren't some like cupcake defenses either. I mean, like he's making some good reads against some decent defenses. I mean, this is the Pats defense, obviously Bill Belichick, you know.
Right.
Oh, nice. Nice little shred by Denzel. Oh, dude, that was pretty stellar. So, just going through this, guys. I mean, I think you guys get my drift on kind of where I'm going with this. I still think, you know, for what they want to bring him in to do, you know, obviously they're gonna say Jalen Hurts says, "Are you saying he's starting for the Eagles, DB?" No, I'm not saying he's starting for the Eagles. I'm not saying that, Jalen. I'm basically what the reason why we're going in depth about this is because you know there's reports obviously that he's in here to compete with Jalen, and the question is, you know, how much validity can you put to that statement, right? The thing is this is I do think there is validity to it, but I also think that there's a little bit of you know, falsehood to it as well. You know, clearly the Eagles are not. It's kind of like what I said the other day. The Eagles do not trust Jalen Hurts yet. And because they don't trust Jalen Hurts yet, they still want to be able to get a guy that they can trust for 2022, but they don't want to wait until Jalen Hurts proves himself to get that guy. You see what I mean? And Joe Flacco is not that guy because Joe Flacco is 35, 36 years old. So my point is are we trying to prove that Joe Flacco can be the mentor to whoever is going to be the younger quarterback on this roster come 2021? You know, part of that crazy conversation that Patrick and I had before we both, you know, probably fell asleep last night was a sensible conversation. And that sensible conversation was you know, if we draft the quarterback at pick 6, Jalen Hurts will not be on the roster. Plain and simple. Jalen Hurts will not be on the roster. But Joe Flacco certainly will. And can Joe Flacco get the job done by being a mentor for a few games or 8 games or for a season? That's kind of what we're trying to prove right now. And that's exactly what we are proving. I think, you know, obviously those were highlights, but he can still do some of the things that he used to be able to do. And he's kind of, like Patrick said, he has always been around that 60% guy. He's, for some reason, he's always been a little streaky. He's never been able to be the guy in the regular season that he is in the postseason. He's just never been that guy. For some reason, he turns into Superman in the postseason, kind of like Nick Foles, but he's done it more times. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. But I think my conclusion to this, Patrick, and you can wrap this topic up, and then we can transition. My conclusion is that whether or not it's Jalen or not, I think Joe Flacco is the perfect guy that they could have brought in to mentor whichever quarterback is gonna be on this, whichever younger quarterback is gonna be on this team. What do you say?
No, I absolutely agree. I mean, I said this from the start, you know, before we knew it was Joe Flacco. I thought the most important thing about the Eagles going into the offseason, obviously, besides filling their holes and getting down in their cap space, was to get that backup quarterback that can not only, you know, hold a clipboard, but also, you know, just be that really good mentor that can teach a young guy how to play the game of football, how to stay on the field, how to keep your body going, and not only that, to really share the know-hows. And then Joe Flacco, like I said yesterday, he's a guy that's done it for 15 seasons. He's done it for a good Baltimore Ravens team. He's done it. He's had a rough seasons too, as you can see by the Jets and Sam Darnold, but he still has a lot to offer. You might age, but the thing is, like when you age as a quarterback and your body breaks down a little bit, like Joe Flacco's has with his injuries and stuff like that. He like his football IQ, his intangibles, his football smarts, those don't go away. And I believe he's going to be a perfect mentor to Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to be crucial to the development of Jalen Hurts. But I think the question at the end of the day really comes down to the fact that it's not more of, is Joe Flacco going to be a good mentor to the Eagles team? He is going to be a great mentor to not only the quarterback room, but for the entire team because of his football IQ and his intangibles, like I said, and his know-hows in his 15 seasons of football. The real question comes down to, is it going to be Jalen Hurts that he's going to be mentoring, or is it going to be someone else? And I believe you have something to say about that.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, both of us kind of agree now, because both of us do feel that both of us are starting to feel that the Eagles are going to go quarterback at pick 6, right? Is that what we concluded?
It's a smart thing to do would be no, but I think so. Like, just my personal gut feeling. I think I have to agree at this point in March 25th at 5:20 p.m. Arizona Standard Time. I believed my gut feeling is the Eagles are going to take a quarterback.
Right.
Right. But the thing is this. I think they'll take Zach Wilson or Trey Lance, because I think that's what the sensible team would do if they do go with the quarterback at 6. But I believe you have something else to say, so I'm curious to hear about this conversation.
I do, but I gotta be I'm letting myself stew in this suspense, because Dak is king is literally losing his marbles, and I love to make a Cowboys fan suffer. I don't know if you're checking out the chat. Yeah, guys. For some reason, I had a shiver of ice run up my spine last night, and it was Mac Jones. Harry Roseman is gonna reach for quarterback Mac Jones. Now, before you jump on me, I do not agree with this prediction at all. Okay, I do not agree with this prediction at all. I don't know if they like Trey Lance. I do not know if they like Trey Lance. They were at Trey Lance's pro day. I am very well aware of that. Jalen Hurts says no, fuck that. Well, hey, buddy, I agree with you. Okay, I agree. All right, but for some reason, I got a weird fucking feeling, man. Listen. You're saying no, fuck that, and how many times have we said that about every fucking Harry Roseman pick over the last 5 years? You know what I mean? It's frustrating. It's frustrating, bro. It's frustrating.
I mean, it's just your gut feeling, right? It's not like, I mean, is it just your gut feeling, or is there like something else that leads you to believe that?
Well, yeah. I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
I think they saw enough out of Jalen Hurts. Clearly what we saw as the evidence points to, Jeffrey Lurie is starting to react in an emotional state. The matter of the situation is this. I know Jeffrey Lurie is the owner of the team, but Harry Roseman has say over the 53-man roster. And the thing is I don't think Harry Roseman wanted to get rid of Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz forced his hand at the end of the day, and Carson Wentz didn't like the situation. I think they're still looking for a guy that is like Carson Wentz, that is like Aaron Rodgers, not necessarily like Jalen Hurts, but I think they saw enough out of Jalen that it turned him off. And I don't know. And do I agree with it? No. But I think they're looking for a guy similar to Patty Mahomes. And obviously we're not going to get a guy like Patty Mahomes, but that's why I think that they might reach for Mac Jones is because they're going to think he has those capabilities based off of what he did towards the end of the season with Alabama. Now, granted, he had two phenomenal wide receivers to throw. To over the past few years with Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. and guys of like that nature, and also Najee Harris is a part of that offense as well. I mean players up and down the board. I mean, it's Alabama, for fuck's sake. But I really do see it going like this, Patrick. I really do. I see it being Trevor Lawrence at 1, and I see it being Zach Wilson at 2. 3, obviously, we've both confirmed that it's going to be a playmaker for the Dolphins. You know, we don't know if the Falcons are going to take a quarterback or not, but let's just say that they trade back and a team trades up, and then that team drafts a quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So and one of these guys is going to fall. But I think it's going to be Justin. I think Justin Fields is losing momentum, and GMs like Mac Jones. Guys, do I agree with this? No, you guys have heard me talk on end about Mac Jones. I do not like him. This is a feeling that I got. We're here to talk about scenarios. We're here to talk about shit. That's why we're here. We're allowed to have fun. We're allowed to talk about this shit. And I understand. It's not fun. I didn't like it. Fucking gave me nightmares, guys. Mac Jones, are you kidding me? And Midnight Green? Fuck that. Send him to New England, or send him to fucking Washington, the Washington football team. I don't want him, but I could see it happening, and that's the point. That's my point. That is my point.
The funny thing that you mentioned that is because I think Patriots are actually seriously considering Mac Jones. You know, so that's actually a realistic option for me, because there were some notes that the Pats and even 49ers are hoping to trade up to, you know, like 10 or 9, you know, depending on where they're at, you know, to take either Mac Jones. So, I mean, it's not like completely out of reach. Just, yeah, personally, I don't know. I don't know about taking him at 6. He's my 5th favorite quarterback. So
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I am aware of this. I know that. It's not about, okay. So it's not about what the rankings say and who the players are better. This is about, when we see this every single year in draft. We really do. We see GMs fuck up the rankings every single year. You know what I mean? Every single year. And perfect example. Big Play Slay says Justin Fields is a far-fetched better quarterback than Mac Jones. I know. Patrick Mahomes wasn't supposed to be traded up for either. And I'm not saying that Mac Jones is going to be Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers was not supposed to fall to, what was it, 31, Patrick, or was it 27? It was one of those numbers, I feel like.
I believe it was 27.
27. Look, weird shit happens. But like Justin and we weren't supposed to draft fucking Jalen Hurts as high as we did. In all honesty, my opinion is this. My opinion is that we should go with Jalen Hurts. But the feeling is that Howie Roseman doesn't like Jalen Hurts. That's the feeling. And Nick Sirianni is going to take a quarterback. I know what the rankings are, Dak is King. I'm aware of what the rankings are. I know what the rankings are, but
I like that.
Here's the thing. GMs like this guy. And when GMs like a guy, GMs talk. And so the word around the street, it builds, and then it turns into neighborhoods, and then neighborhoods turns into villages, and villages turns into towns, and towns turn into cities, and cities turns into states, and states, what do they turn into? They turn into territories, and territories turn into countries, and countries turns into the fucking regions, and da 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 da. You see what I'm getting at here? GMs talk, and so they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Mac Jones, he's starting to get good. He's starting to get really, really good. GMs talk, man. GMs like this guy. And then that's when it hit me last night. I was like, man, the Patriots are predicted to take this guy at 15. And that's not just one mock draft. Wait, we've been talking about this guy possibly going at 20 to the Bears. Well, that's not completely out of the question, you know, or him possibly going to the Redskins or the football team. Well, that's not completely out of the question. But then there's the Patriots. They're way higher than either one of those teams, and they're at 15. And then you got these guys fucking mocking him. Okay, we got to look into this a little bit. We got to look into this a little bit. And then people are starting to say positive things about Mac Jones. There's a lot of people that like Mac Jones, guys. I understand that we don't like him. I don't like him. Patrick doesn't like him. You guys don't like him. I'm aware of that. But it's starting. What I'm going to go ahead and do, and is I'm gonna start operating from here on out. And whether we like it or not, I'm gonna start operating here on out as if we're going to watch Howie Roseman reach again, because that's what we go through every year, guys. We have to be prepared for all scenarios. And I mentioned this in previous streams too. I do like to exhaust all scenarios because Howie Roseman fucks up all the time. So I personally like Justin Fields over Mac Jones too. And I like Trey Lance over Justin Fields. So there's that.
Yeah. So like right now, speaking at March 25th, your gut feeling tells you that it's Mac Jones at 6.
No. I'm not gonna commit to that. I'm gonna say I think it very well could be. I think it very well could be. I'm afraid that it could be. That's what I'll say. But I don't think it's gonna be Trey Lance. I don't think it's gonna be Trey Lance.
Okay.
And so that's the thought during that whole thought process last night that really scared me, which is right before I texted you. I really don't think it's going to be Trey Lance. I think they saw Trey Lance and I think they were impressed, but I don't think it's going to be Trey Lance for some reason. We have a Trey Lance. We do. I think I like Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be phenomenal. I really do. But like, Patrick, I have a feeling it's going to be fucking Mac Jones, and it's going to enrage a lot of people. It really is. It's going to enrage a lot of people, and I'm going to be on here ranting about it, and it's going to be great. But we'll see. We will see. But hey, guys, guess what? There is good news, though. Alex Singleton did sign his exclusive rights tender today. So,
what do you think about that question that Big Play Slay just said? So, out of these two quarterbacks, I think he's just going with the two besides Mac Jones. What's your answer for that?
Zach Wilson.
Why is that?
Why Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
For me, I like Zach Wilson because it just seems to me like I like a quarterback who has a bit of more improvising ability, and for me, I don't know. I like the improvisability in a quarterback a little bit more. You and I have talked about this a little bit more. Both are raw, but I do feel like Trey Lance is a little bit more raw than Zach Wilson.
Yep. I mean, they're both raw, but yeah.
Like I said, like they're both raw, but I do feel like he's a little bit more raw. I honestly, dude, I think they're both good quarterbacks. I think they're both good quarterbacks.
But as far as like his fit is concerned with Sirianni's system is concerned, you think Zach Wilson?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I to be honest with you, Big Play Slay, we don't really know what he's gonna bring, what system he's gonna bring to the Philadelphia Eagles. We really don't. I mean, we're assuming that he's gonna bring Frank Reich's system over to the Philadelphia Eagles, but Nick Sirianni, and while I continue to love him as the days pass on and he continues to impress me, but he hasn't really said what kind of system he's gonna run. You know what I mean? Yeah. He really hasn't. He's talked about 11 personnel. He's talked about 12 personnel. He's talked about 13 personnel. He's talked about 21 personnel. He hasn't really committed to one doggone thing. Dennis Brown, welcome to the channel. How's it going, my man? One love. Happy Thursday. They didn't like Brady either in what? 6 round it took him about 6 rounds. Those who talk on the planet. I like Mac Jones. See, Dennis Brown likes Mac Jones. See, guys? There it is right there. There it is right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. There's people who like Mac Jones.
And here's the thing. I mean, just kind of mixing that in with what Big Play Slay said is like, and then what you said at the end of the day is you don't know what system Nick Sirianni's going to run, but the thing is that he's proven with the Colts with his 3 seasons as an offensive coordinator over there that he's willing to, like fit his scheme and his play style that he draws up to the player, and that's what makes a good coach, and that's what that's a confidence that we have in Nick Sirianni going forward. I think that's the reason why they hired him in the first place. And then he talked about in his press conference too, like how important the system is to him. But like he said before, that's what makes a good coach is by adjusting your play style and then his different schemes to the players that he has. He in his 3 seasons, he had Andrew Luck in 2018, he had Jacoby Brissett in 2019, and he had Phillip Rivers. Vastly different styles of quarterbacks, if you really think about it. And he was able to adjust and get similar results, honestly, from each of the quarterbacks in the 3 seasons, and that's a testament to him as a coach. Him being able to bring that out in different quarterbacks with different styles. They're probably going to go. He's not going to probably bring the RPO style as much. I mean, Eagles have been pretty obsessed with that as far as what I've seen recently. He's going to go a lot of triangle reads and shallow from what I've seen. If he does bring that back, which is kind of foundational to the West Coast offense that's kind of been going on recently. That's what he ran a lot with Andrew Luck. He was able to run that with Brissett. A little less so with Phillip Rivers, but he was able to implement that depending on the players that he's had. And same thing going forward, the big thing with Nick Sirianni was, I think that I give him a lot of credit, is that he was able to bring the sack rate down from year in and year out for these guys. And that's because of his deep, let's just go with a couple things, the deep passing rate. Rivers and Brissett attempted over 20 plus air yards downfield. That I think they attempted at least 1 in every 5 plays. That's a lot. Do I think he's going to bring that in? It depends on the quarterback that he has. And then, but the thing is, he likes to do a lot of dump passes a lot. He likes to run a lot of these smaller plays here and there before going really downfield, or like those Hail Mary kind of passes, really holding, the dropbacks necessarily. So I think you need a quarterback that can make a decision on the fly, a quarterback that's, smart and that has a lot of intangibles, that's not going to run away from pocket before it completely collapses, and then that kind of comes with the territory too. That means the quarterback has to be able to be fairly mobile and athletic too. And then the thing with Zach Wilson and Trey Lance, both, they are very mobile quarterbacks, and they are smart. And then the good thing with both these guys is they have cannon of an arm. Like I said, Nick Sirianni likes to run from, if he were to bring that offense that he ran in Colts over to the Eagles, he likes to go downfield quite a bit. You do need a guy that can make a decision on the fly, that can escape that can stay in the pocket for as long as he can, and then to extend the play as much as you can. And then Trey Lance and Zach Wilson can definitely do that. I do like Mac Jones a lot, but he's more of a traditional pocket passer, like you said. So if we're strictly talking about the Colts offense that they've been running, and what Nick Sirianni likes to run, presumably on my end, I think obviously the other 2 quarterback fits it well. But the thing, like I said, the thing with Nick Sirianni is that he is able to change his play style, or what he likes to do. He accommodates the players that he has. So even if it is Mac Jones, or if it is for some reason Joe Flacco that's running the offense, he's going to be able to bring the most out of the players that he has. So I have the confidence in him and his system, not necessarily what players fit him well, because he's going to adjust his play style depending on what fits his offensive quarterback, or his skill position players the best. So.
Yeah, well, Carson Wentz wasn't a traditional drop back passer, and they told him to be that, and that's why I think they go with Mac Jones at pick 6. So there's that. But let's go ahead and go to Big Play Slay here. Your brother, your partner in a bromance is coming back for you again, Patrick. Give some credit to Patrick here, will you? The guy can sit through a whole rant. I can never sit through a whole rant, especially if I were a fan of another team, especially the Jets. Well, that's just why I love Patrick. You know what I mean,
Thanks,
Big Play?
I appreciate
this
it.
is why you could never interrupt my marriage to Patrick J. It's just unbreakable. It's an unbreakable bond. It's like mithril layered with another layer of Adamite or whatever it's called, however you pronounce that. Blue steel, baby.
Thanks, Slay. Thank you, guys.
Blue steel. But no, yeah, for sure. Thank you, Patrick. Jalen Hurtsby says that was a long talk, but good job, man. Lots of technical stuff. Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick always does Patrick. Let's just give a round of applause to Patrick J today. Why don't we? He is doing a phenomenal job. And brother, everything that you brought to this channel, since you and I have really started this together, because it wasn't that long. It wasn't that long after I started that I asked you to embark on this endeavor with me, and your wealth of knowledge that you've brought to this has been absolutely astounding. And
shucks. I appreciate it. I appreciate every step of the way.
Yeah, no, of course. But that's what I believe, man. That's what I believe, guys. Is you gotta surround yourself with people who are knowledgeable and things of that nature. And sometimes even if they're more knowledgeable than you in certain topics, and that's how you learn, And that's what I feel about.
Thank you. You're my Joe Flacco, man. I'm Jalen Hurts. That's how it's going.
Oh, I see how it is.
I'm learning from you, bro.
Big Play Slay says DB is being a little far-fetched with the Mac Jones statements, to be honest.
I think it's just his opinion. Not opinion meaning it's just gut feeling. I think he truly believes that other quarterbacks are better. I think he just has a gut feeling about it. I don't think he necessarily thinks that Mac Jones is better than the other quarterbacks right now.
Yeah, I don't think Mac Jones. Yeah, I don't think Mac Jones is better than Trey Lance, and I don't think Mac Jones is better than Zach Wilson. And I don't think Mac Jones is better than Justin Fields by any means. My gut feeling is honestly stemming from a place that is kind of acting as an agent for Howie Roseman's emotions. How is Howie Roseman going to feel about Mac Jones when it comes to draft day? And that's kind of what I'm trying to prepare us for is are we going to watch this guy reach again? Because we can get excited about Kyle Pitts and we get excited about Jamar Chase, even though both those guys might be gone, but we can get excited about Trey Lance, or we can get excited about Patrick Surtain or Caleb Farley and Micah Parsons, who, by the way, Patrick and I talked about this off air, blew it up at his pro day today, running a 4.3. But Howie Roseman loves to reach for draft picks, guys, and so that's kind of the point. That's it. Do you guys use the same mics? Jalen Hurtsby says. No, we don't. Well, actually, I don't even know. I don't even know what kind of mic Patrick uses, but I use JLab mic. It's pretty good. It's pretty decent. I feel like I want to upgrade it, but I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. No, I use a Blue Yeti mic. I have a Nano that I use a lot, and I use just a Blue Yeti Mac 3 usually for this kind of stuff. I have few microphones. I do a lot of recording at home. I majored in music, so I do a lot of small recordings here. This I usually just use for like a voiceover or like a small vocals. But I don't know how it sounds, but I think it captures it really well. So I mean, I use Blue Yeti. So
yeah, if the other DB is still in the house, he's gonna love the fact that you majored in music. So
yeah.
So, but yeah, let's talk about some other stuff as well. So Malik Hooker signed with the Cowboys today, guys. How do you feel about that? That means that DeMonte Kazee, I think I'm saying his name correctly, is still on the free agent market. Guys, I'm under the impression that the Philadelphia Eagles still need to bring in another safety, just because Rodney McLeod is getting up there, and that's kind of why I thought Malik Hooker was a perfect option, because if he did still have a lingering if that Achilles injury was still lingering, he could have sat a year behind Rodney McLeod and gotten fully healthy. But the Cowboys swooped him up, and so how do you guys feel about the Eagles' safety position? Even though we signed Anthony Harris, you guys still think we need to go out and grab one? What's your thoughts on that, Patrick?
As far as like the Eagles secondary is concerned,
sure.
Yeah. I mean, I still think that the Eagles still should. What do you call it? Like, like it's hard. It's hard. Just looking at their. I mean, I'm looking at their team, and then I feel like they still have to make some more moves. Obviously, and I'm trying to like make sense of all the different moves that they have made. But as far as like their secondary is concerned, I think Harris was a great signing. He's going to come in there and instantly boost that secondary really well. Slay, obviously, like he's one of the top cornerbacks in the league. You do have to have someone playing opposite him, in my opinion. I think that's why initially I was so enamored with the idea of drafting a cornerback at 6 for the Eagles, especially seeing, like guys like J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain having a really good, like a pro day. I really want the Eagles to take a cornerback. But I think you can draft a solid corner at 37 too. If Asante Samuel's available for some reason, you should be able to take him. So I believe, in my opinion, that they still need to take a cornerback. In my honest opinion, I don't think they like you said, they still have a lot of good players on their roster that has a lot of promise. So I don't think they necessarily have to go and address the safety position per se. I think I'm okay if I were the Eagles running it back with what they have, especially Harris on fold. Like I said, Rodney McLeod should be back. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they should have. Marcus Epps, right? Elijah Riley and Andrew Adams. They're all under contract, right? I think they have enough depth in that position. I don't think they have to go with another safety. I believe that I think it's important for them to sign another quarterback though, because right now, who you guys have? Avonte Maddox, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So I believe I think that's important to have a second cornerback there. So yeah, I mean that's how I look at it. I think I think that's where I'm at. I mean, I'm just kind of looking at their roster, and yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what kind of moves they make from here. It's still weird to see Zach Ertz on the roster,
Well, they'll have there, yeah, and I think that they're trying to do something with him, and they will. It might. I wonder if it gets to draft. I wonder if it becomes a draft day trade. We'll just have to see. I think they're in the market for a cornerback. Obviously, they're looking for a cornerback. I hope. And because I certainly think that they need to find somebody to upgrade opposite Darius Slay. But Avonte Maddox had a bad year. And that's kind of why fans were getting so excited about Adoree Jackson. You know what I mean? If we were able, but $13 million is just way too much. But let me just go. I want to answer this one question from Big Play Slay. Final question about Mac Jones. The way that the Eagles have labeled the offseason and free agency really makes me think they have a skilled offensive player, whether that be a QB or a wide receiver. Mac Jones is not the offensive player Nick wants. Don't really think it's about what Nick wants. I think it's about what Howie wants. We've seen that before, unfortunately. I do agree with you, though, Big Play Slay. Cardinals stole Malcolm Butler. Yeah. Hooker signed with us? ? No. Yeah, Dak. Yes, he did. If you mean us by the Cowboys, yes, he did. I got a report about that earlier. Yes, he did. Might not be official yet, but it has been reported. All right. I wanted Butler for the Eagles, says Jalen Hurts me.
Yeah, I mean, Cardinals really got a good deal on him. I think he signed for like $3 million, dude. That's it. That's insane.
I know. I mean, the salaries that some of these guys have been getting have not been all that wild, but then on the opposite side of the spectrum, they've been insane. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, I thought what Dory Jackson got was crazy. Like, I mean, like, granted, like, yeah, I thought that's like the going market for it at that time. But I'm like looking at guys like Malcolm Butler. Like what he had 100 tackles as a cornerback and had 4 interceptions last year, and he signed for like $3 million. That's it, dude. That's so
Kyle
cheap.
Fuller got 9.
Yeah.
I feel like Kyle
Huh?
Fuller has more to his resume than what's his name?
Dory, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it made no sense.
Yeah, and Dak is king. To answer that question, are Cards trying to get Butler and Nelson? I don't know. I don't know if they have cap space to do that. But I mean, if Nelson's going to sign for $3 million, then yeah, go for it. But I mean, I think this takes him out of the Nelson market. But we'll see. But Butler's a good signing, especially at that money.
I hope so. I hope so, because if that's the case, then the Eagles can come swoop in. But what is it going to cost? What is it going to cost is going to be the thing, guys. What is it going to
Well,
be?
yeah. I mean, that's a curious thing for me. Is like, yes, Steven Nelson is 2 years younger than Malcolm Butler, but Malcolm Butler has been more of a productive player. He's had a more productive season, and he only got a $3 million out of the Cardinals. I mean, like, you would think that I don't know. You would think that Steven Nelson would get like a lot cheaper deal. So I mean, like, if you can have Steven Nelson for under $5 million, you got to go for it, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And he's, what is it, 26, 27? He's 26.
He's 27, turning 28, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I feel good about Steven Nelson. Cameron Sutton is still on the market. I mean, I feel like a broken record now. I keep saying Cameron Sutton. Cameron Sutton is not a bad cornerback to have, and he's certainly an upgrade for the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they're doing. I really don't know what they're doing. Especially with the I mean, they have a little bit of cap room. They can still wiggle. You know what I mean? They can wiggle a little bit.
They can wiggle.
They can wiggle. They can wiggle.
They can wiggle.
So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see how that pans out. Let's talk about this, because we haven't really talked a little bit about it all that much, and it's kind of a big signing for an NFC West team. The loss of DeSean Jackson for the Philadelphia Eagles, Patrick, obviously means a gain for the Los Angeles Rams. Mm-hmm. Adding him to that wide receiver core is kind of dangerous. In fact, it looks really dangerous. But I think it's a kind of cool little story that Sean McVay was the offense coordinator for Washington. And when Los Angeles was looking for a head coach, it was DeSean Jackson who made the recommendation of Sean McVay's name. And then lo and behold, they find each other, and now they're reunited in Los Angeles. And DeSean Jackson gets to go home. It's warmer weather, so it's going to be easier on his hamstrings, I guess. How do you feel about DeSean Jackson being added to that arsenal of weapons for the Los Angeles Rams?
I'm going to preface this really quick. I thought he got a lot of money. He got a lot more money than I thought he would. I think most pundits would agree. Ian Rappaport, I believe, said the other day, speedy guys just get overpaid all the time, So I think he got overpaid, but good for him. I'm excited for him to go, like you said, to go home and have another chance at it. I know, like, the past couple seasons with the Eagles, his homecoming hasn't been what he exactly wanted to be, but he gets to go back and to LA and play with Matthew Stafford, and then that up and coming, hopefully the new and up and coming Jared Goff, post Jared Goff offense that McVay is going to be running. So he's joining, talented receiving corp. They still have Cooper Kupp. They got Robert Woods. I think they still have Webster, Jefferson, Tristan Jackson. They're all still on the roster, so he's going to really add the speed element to their team. And then, yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. I think they still have Tyler Higbee, so they got a good tight end over there too. So, and Sean McVay is going to get most out of their guys. So, and Stafford can absolutely launch it. So, I think it's a good signing for him, albeit for a lot more money than I thought he would get. But I'm excited that he got another chance at it. So,
right. Yeah, no, I am too. I still think he has some stuff left in the tank. It's just, completely heartbroken with the fact that his homecoming to Philadelphia didn't pan out, and it ended up the way that it did. Big Play Slay says, "Hey, question, Patrick, are the Jets linked to Steven Nelson by any means?" I think you and I talked about this.
Yeah. Not at the moment. As far as I know, not at the moment. Everything on Steven Nelson front has been pretty quiet. As far as like last time I checked, there's a lot of speculation, but there's not a whole lot of like action. And then I think it has a lot. And I mean, NFL offseason as a whole has kind of slowed down. I think it has a lot to do with the NBA free agent. I mean, the trade deadline. It was absolutely nuts today. If you guys keep track with NBA, but it should be coming up. Jets. I mean, between fans, they were saying that should the Jets pursue cornerback Steven Nelson? Because I mean, we should. But as far as I know, like as far as like official reports concerned, I haven't seen anything like that. But I would love for them to. I think he helps any team that he goes to.
I mean, well, yeah, no, he does, and I mean, you guys have made a ton of moves already, though. I mean, the Jets have made a ton of moves already, so I would hope that they get better. I would hope that something starts to turn that franchise around at some point.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, there's still reports coming out saying that they're going to roll with Sam Darnold, but I have a hard time believing that. But they did make a lot of moves, like you said. I mean, we ran down the names a lot, so they did sign a lot of guys. So hopefully they pan out this time, because I mean, last time we signed a lot of guys was that same year that we signed Le'Veon Bell and CJ Mosley and stuff like that, and that didn't turn out very well. So hopefully this time around it's a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let's go ahead and bring something up real quick. So intriguing options. I want to go ahead and transition into this just so we can wrap it up for the day. Because I'm hungry. I know Dak is King has already said, "What should I eat for dinner, guys?" And you've made me start thinking about food again. I just ate about an hour and a half ago. Thank you.
I saw it earlier that he said, I think he said he was from Boston, dude. Dude, go get some what's good over there? Neptune Oyster. That's one of the famous restaurants over there, right? I freaking love that place. So warm lobster roll, some clam chowder, Boston cream pie, get all that good stuff.
Jalen Hurts me says this is too short. Well, I didn't say we were ending it right now, dude. Jeez Louise.
We gotta go eat. We worked all day.
Yeah. No, and I do apologize, guys. I mean, when the weekend rolls around, I'm gonna be completely rejuvenated, gonna be completely revitalized, all that jazz. We're gonna have some fucking shit ready to go for the fucking weekend. You know what I mean? Fucking Boston accent. Yeah, I mean, so I just to wrap up, the one thing I wanted to say about Mac Jones, I might as well, because I just kind of I did introduce a little bit of a shock and awe feel to this whole fucking stream today, didn't I? Everybody was like, "What? What did he say? What? You said what? DB, no."
Off topic, guys. I'm so sorry, Dylan, to bother you, but did you watch Justice League? Anybody?
No, I
Dude,
didn't.
Snyder Cut. It's so good. It's
said this already.
It's 4 hours. I saw it again. It's
oh
4
my
hours.
God.
Amazing. It's so good. Please, if anybody's seen it, please comment on it, and then you can continue with your story. I just wanted to share it again.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. I gotta watch it. Yeah, my TV's right behind me. That's why I'm turning around. What did I start watching last night that I feel bad about not seeing before? Oh, I just started watching Community. I hadn't watched Community before, but
Yeah,
but so far it's hilarious.
also good.
Yeah. Did you start watching? Did you start watching? Sir, oh, you said you started watching Servant. You do watch The Servant.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't gotten far on it, but
Oh, bro. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. I finally I finished it. I finished season 2, and now I have to wait for season 3. But season 2 is so good.
there's only 2 seasons, huh?
Yeah, so far.
Damn.
It's only been year to year. It's been year to year.
Bro,
But like, there's gonna be another. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna ruin anything. There's gonna be another
you
season.
know,
Nothing to worry about.
you know that actress that plays Leanne?
Yeah.
Her name is so cool. Her name, I think, is Nell Tiger Free. I think that's her actual name.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
what kind of name is that? That's so cool. Yeah.
I don't know.
Just saying.
You're asking me, and I'm like dealing with like 10% sleep right now. I think that's kind of what
Finish your thought. Wrap it up.
So my thing is this is right now I'm just strictly pretty much focused on food, but no, Mac Jones, I don't want Mac Jones at 6. I don't want it to happen. I don't hope that it happens. I don't even want it to be in the realm of possibilities of happening. But for some reason, I think I scared myself last night in thinking that Howie Roseman would do something like that. And so that's the only reason why we talked about that today. But with that said, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. You guys have a beautiful rest of your Thursday evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, stay healthy, one love, and go Birds, baby.